Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
I like that you're like, I'm good. Distinguished Diva, we just want to know about you. Like, so what do you do? Who are you? Tell us.
Okay, so I'm a photographer and I write.
Your name?
Okay, my name is Wonuola Lawal. I'm a photographer and I write on the side.
You write?
Yes,
on the side.
On the side.
We received some story from you.
Yes.
And I just wanted to see, like, where do you get your inspiration from?
Literally how I get my inspiration is I may just be sitting down and an idea walks into my head. And so for The Prostitute's Daughter, I literally was working on my science project and something was like, oh, there's this story about a prostitute's daughter that you should write. And I was like, okay. And I literally wrote that story in one sitting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did. And all I had to do was edit it after. And most of my stuff are like that.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yes.
We know, and we want the people around us to know that you're a very multifaceted person. So apart from photography and storytelling, what else do you do?
I love film. I really want to go into directing movies.
Oh, wow.
I want to learn how to play the saxophone because I love music as well. So maybe some musician will hire me to play the saxophone on their beats. I would love that. So that's all I do right now.
So you're a creative?
Yes.
But you're also a student, right?
Yes, I am.
And what do you do? Like, what do you study? Would you go into biochemistry or?
I study advanced chemical engineering with biotechnology at Imperial College.
Here in London?
Yes.
Good. How do you see London as a Nigerian coming to London? When did you come to London and how do you feel in London as a Nigerian woman here in the diaspora?
Okay, London empowers me. It's made me more independent. I do things on my own most of the time. I take care of myself more. Because I live alone, it's more of me thinking about ways to better myself. So off the top of my head, I note down flaws that I don't like, and so I start working on them, and I have so much time, so I work on that all the time, always trying to find ways to unlearn bad habits. So I do that.
What do you mean bad habit?
Okay, as Wonuola, what defines good or bad for me are my feelings, how I feel about things. Yeah. I'm very into my feelings, so if something doesn't make me feel good, I don't do it. If I feel something is not good about myself, I start working on how to change that. So I'm a person that works on feelings. It happens with friends, it happens with people. If I get good feelings, if I get bad feelings, I know who I'm gravitating towards and who I'm leaving. That's who Wonuola is. So
we really at Distinguished Diva loved your project on The Mirror and Note to Self.
Woman in the Mirror.
Woman in the Mirror, which was all about you. Can you explain that? Like, how do you come about?
So Woman in the Mirror, I took pictures of my sister because for the first 2 series of that year, I took pictures of myself. But it was basically like how I saw myself. As I mentioned before, I believe that we should always look into ourselves and see how we can make things better. So that's what Woman in the Mirror was about. It was about a woman staring her flaws in the face and looking at them and noting them down and saying, I'm going to work on them. But it was about the whole process of finding yourself or looking at your flaws, because it was sort of a journey, because there was denial, because you want to work on yourself but you can't believe that these are the things about you that aren't nice at all. So it's about denial, then shame, because obviously you're shameful about that. But I think what we have to understand is that everyone is the same. We each have our flaws, we each have something that we're ashamed about. But the fact
what causes shame? What brings shame to as a concept, like for you?
I think once again it has to do with my feelings.
Okay.
It's even saying the word, I know the things that make me ashamed about. It's all about how I feel about them. If this is if I say a particular flaw in myself, I feel the shame and I'm like, okay, I have to be ashamed about this, so I have to work on this. Okay. So if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
It's all about the feeling. I can't describe it any other way apart from how I see something and feeling, and that's what I'm feeling about it. Exactly.
Interesting. The Note to Self.
Yes.
Because this edition and this issue of Distinguished Diva is about empowerment and self-care.
Yes.
And for me and the editor and the entire team, when we read the Note to Self piece, we were all like, absolutely amazing, and the picture was so powerful that we want you to tell us what brings that to you,
yes.
and what does self-care mean to you in terms of you as Wonuola, as a very multifaceted woman who does a lot of things. And
so note to self. What inspired me about note to self and the images is, I feel like it's all from God. I just sit down there and the images come into my head, text comes into my head. Everything is a spiritual process for all my projects. It's all about me sitting down and then me being delivered a message of, oh, this is your next project, this is how you're going to take it, these are your images and captions, just like that. Note to self, it was a really random way of thinking about it, because it came to me and I just started doing film photography, and something was just like, you do something that has to do with film, something that has to do with the self, take pictures of yourself, make note to self something that when people read, it causes them to think and it causes them to reassess their life in any way that has to do with the caption. So for example, I have one image that I haven't shown yet, but it says, note to self, speak up. You will no longer displease yourself in the process of pleasing others. And that's something that people always do. As people, we always want to please everybody, but
to be liked.
To be liked. Yeah. And I'm just trying to let you know that if you're trying to impress somebody and in the process you're not making yourself feel good, why are you doing it? So that's why I said you no longer displease yourself to please others. If it's not something that's making me happy, I'm not going to do it because it will make you happy.
So what does self-care look like for me on a daily basis? On a daily basis,
self-care has to do with Netflix.
Netflix and chill.
Involves yes. Self-care, Netflix, Ben & Jerry's chocolate fudge brownie ice cream, and a soft blanket. That's me, and I don't do anything on that day. I take my self-care very seriously. If I'm not feeling good on a particular day, I'm not doing anything on that day. I'm staying on my bed, I'm watching Netflix, and I'm chilling with ice cream. And I feel good at the end of the day. Honestly, trust me. The days that I take for self-care, and I'm very, very, very thorough about that, the days that I take for self-care make me much better, that I can now face the next day with a better mood.
And productivity?
Productivity increases. It does. Okay. It does. But because I've taken care of myself the day before, I know that now I have to start work and I work harder. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm of Nigerian descent, but not living in Nigeria. You come to study from Nigeria.
Yes.
How does the concept of a woman who is non-European in London make you? Like, how do you find a circle of sisterhood and empowerment? How do you feel empowered by other women here in the United Kingdom?
First of all, I'd like to say that being a woman of color here, you can feel it. It's in the way people regard you, and it's in the way, maybe sometimes it's in the way you see yourself. Because I do ballet and I'm the only black person in my class, and there's lots of animosity. Nobody really looks at me, but I'm the kind of person that minds my own business, so I don't care. But you can imagine if you were a much more maybe emotional person, you'd feel a certain kind of way. I get looks, I don't get acknowledged. My teacher, thankfully, she involves everybody, but from the students, no. But only one person pays attention to me, but it's not about attention for me, but you can see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They don't regard me as anything. I'm just a black body, basically. So how I get empowered though is by going to all these creative events, film screenings, book signings. I meet a lot of Nigerians there, women.
Welcome to Lagos. It's like London.
So you meet a lot of them, and I've met really powerful women from my film screenings and book signings, and they empower me. I like to think of myself as somebody that's easy to talk to. So I'm bubbly. I'm like, oh hi, nice to meet you, and I make friends. I've met girls at those events. I'm taking numbers and I call them up for lunch, we gist and stuff like that, because it makes me feel good and I feel like I'm part of a community. Because I met a friend who said that she doesn't have any Nigerian friends, and I took it upon myself to be her friend. And now she has somebody to take to Nigerian plays. She took me to a play in Dalston Junction, and I was just like, this is what I like about London, finding people that I can call my family, finding my own community.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How would you take that to the next generation?
I would say, okay, the most obvious thing, be yourself. For me, I think things happen naturally. I wasn't looking for any Nigerian friends. I literally go to these things alone, and who I meet is who I meet. But be yourself, let things happen naturally, and you find yourself where you're meant to be.
So what does Distinguished Diva mean to you when you hear about Distinguished Diva and you know this is a collective of women of color who are creative?
Yes.
What feelings? What does it make you feel?
That's what I feel. That's what I feel.
Yay!
Yes.
You got it.
From the time when you ladies followed me, I was already in it. I love what it stands for: empowering women of color, about their identity, about the self. That's why I'm really happy that we're discussing about women in the mirror and not the self, because I'm all about the self. I'm looking inside and trying to make yourself better. You know, that's who I am as a person. So.
How do you handle fame? Because
that's a really good question. Okay, how do I handle fame? I retreat into my shell. Since the whole CNN Africa thing and all the picture thing, it's been good, yes, but it made me go back into my shell. I'm happy my work is out there. It's something I want to happen. But me as a person, I'm not ready to be out there yet. You can know my name, you can know what my work is about. But for now, let me just find myself and find where I'm comfortable with this fame. And then maybe you hear more from me or see me more. But as of now, I'm less on Twitter, I'm less on Instagram. Not because of the fame itself, but just because I just want to hold myself in a bit. If you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just
you want solitude.
Like, yeah, solitude, exactly. I just want to pull myself away from it for a bit. So that's how I'm handling it. So maybe as time passes, I'll get more comfortable, because I'm not uncomfortable now, but I'll basically say that I'm a wallflower. So bringing that wallflower into the limelight, it's a gradual process. I just can't do it all at once.
Thank you so much for talking with us. But is there anything you would like us to know more about you want to add? Okay, so how does it feel then to be the in-house photographer officially of Distinguished Diva?
I'm so excited! I'm so excited! No, I love it. I can't wait to start taking pictures. I can't wait to start, growing in terms of my photography. So I'm really excited about that.
We can't wait to have you on the team and grow with you. So thank you so much for sitting with us. Thank you for being so generous with us. Thank you.
Thank you.